What's going on, everyone? Hey, we live here at the Manalani, man, on the Big Island for the Hawaii Millionaire Mindset, the Blueprint Conference, man. And this has been a amazing journey, man. We started this, planning out a year. We actually started, 2 years ago. And just to give everybody a little brief, man, we started this because, those of you that know me, I've been, really investing and been doing this for about 20 years, and I come from nothing, and once I learned how to invest, I thought it was my, God like kind of put me here to kind of teach and show others how to do it, and since I was 21 years old, I always like helping, and one of the things that we talk about all the time is, you always sometimes you feel yourself being a little too busy, and then you start, creating so many sources of different income. You're buying assets, you're buying apartment buildings and, businesses and, growing a family. One of the things that, you understand was truly the most valuable thing is your time. And, that's one of the things that, I saw was that, I was so busy that I felt like, man, I'm losing time to help people, and that was like really pretty much true to me. So, you know what? I said that, being in the military, just now retiring, me and Pam, for a 20-year career just a couple months ago. And I always want to say, I never change. I never forget where I came from. And, starting this conference gave me a platform to not just to help one or two people jumping on a Saturday on Zoom, but a jam-pack a room with people that's trying to, just want to listen to you, listen to your story, and just want to grow with you. And it's just been phenomenal to put this together. Our second event, last year was in Oahu. This year we're right here on the Big Island, and we got a phenomenal team. And growing, Vince, my man, and it's just been great. And just what are your thoughts on where we at? Where we came and where we're going together and growing together.
No, absolutely. It is super exciting. As we did that first conference, like you said, I was doing my real estate coaching thing. You were doing your own thing on the side. We kind of came together, and it was like, we're doing these one and twosies trying to help people. But what if we did one big event and not just do an event that everybody else is doing? Like, anybody can go do an event at the Ramada Inn by the airport or some kind of Dallas Convention Center where it's everybody comes in, they fly in, they do an event. And it's like we want to show them the lifestyle that we're grinding for, what we've been grinding for 20 years now. Me about 15 years, and show them like, look, we're gonna show you this lifestyle that we're grinding for, that we're providing for our family, my kids, kids, and that legacy wealth. So we need to do it world class, A class. We need to do it at the places like the Four Seasons in Ko'olina and the Moanalani in here on Big Island, and then back next year. We got to show them that world class experience, and then bring the families. My family's here, your family's here, so we're taking those vacations, mixing it with that education, and really mixing it all together. And there's nobody out there really doing that, right. Especially with your background on the business side. Scaling the businesses, building these incredible high performing teams, all the stuff that you took from your military career, and then in my side, in my military career, and then doing the real estate stuff. There's no conferences that are doing real estate, short-term rentals, the vacation rentals, multifamily, house flipping, government contracts, and businesses, and scaling all that stuff. Retail, we got retail experts coming in and stuff like that, franchise scaling experts, and mixing them together and building a whole strategy. Like, nobody's doing that. So we got something really unique, both in the content and the value we're bringing, right. But then also like the locations, like world class, like that value, right? So. Yeah. That's why I'm excited for this year. I'm already excited. We're already in negotiations with the right. hotel for right. next year. We're already looking at next year, and this event hasn't even started yet. Right. So right. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, man, and that's great. And just what Vince's saying is, we are building cash flowing assets, and that's mm-hmm. the blueprint, right? It's the Hawaii Millionaire Mindset, the blueprint, and you don't have to be a millionaire, to attend this. We actually want those, W-2 employees, military, civilians, soccer mom. It doesn't matter. Anyone that want to take their life to the next level and provide for their family so that they can create generational wealth for their kids, great kids, great grands. And that's what it's all about, teaching them. Because one of the things that we know and what we're really really teaching is hey, we want you to go out there. Don't quit your day job, but we want you to invest in business. We want you to, even as a brand new business where you're going in a franchise, or you buying and looking for a business from a mom and pop or someone just ready to retire, and they're just tired of running the business. You go in there, invest a little bit of money. You already got a brand, you already got a name for yourself, and you go in there and you scale it and you get it for a low cost basis, so you can scale that business. But most important, we're going to scale that business. We're going to take some off the top. We ain't going to celebrate. And when I say taking some off the top, we're going to invest that in real estate. And, we are, you don't have to jump in apartments like what we're doing, but we are, and we have created a vehicle for anyone to get in and invest with us on multifamily. We also, just been able to create opportunities, because once you open that business and you understand that you take active income and you invest that into real assets like multifamily assets, the depreciation, and I think is one of the biggest things in real estate that we are able to pass down to our investors. So maybe is Tom and Susan working $100,000, they making $100,000 each, $200,000 a year, and they invest $50,000. Well, we're going to give them a K1 to help lower their tax bracket if one of them can find a way to become a real estate professional. Or what we see a lot, and I think maybe you could talk about a little bit, your wife was, when you was here in Hawaii, you got out, was it 16 years Air Force? You realized, you said, you know what, I can make more money, outside doing X, Y, and Z, but you was already doing real estate. And I believe that your wife was helping manage, and, you want to tell them how, real estate professional, what does that mean? How can someone that's listening to this podcast right now become a real estate professional? What are the benefits that, because we both real estate professionals. Yep. We investors, we business owners, and we real estate professionals, right? Mm-hmm. But so I think it's so important that we talk about it, because this is how the wealthy get rich, right? So you want to give a little bit about that?
No, absolutely. So, when I started investing in real estate, so 2013, I bought my first house. I used my VA home loan, one of the most powerful assets that our military members get. I used that, got my first house flip, 0 down. I flipped out of that in 2016. Took that money, I bought 20 rental units with that house. With that one house flip, I bought 20 units with that house in 2018. 2018, I was like, there's something else out there. I see these guys doing bigger, better deals. I'm like, how do I do that? So I went and spent the last bit of my money on education and got part of a real estate community, got coaching, got everything that, figured out how to go buy multifamily assets, how to do the market research, how to do the underwriting, where to secure the capital, how to get the debt, how to manage them, all that stuff. I got it in that community, that coaching group. I went out 2018. I bought my first apartment building. It was a 52-unit apartment building, very first one. And I just went off the deep end. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. Between 2018 and 2020, we did that one deal. 2020 to 2023, we've done over 650 units by now. Yep. So we hit this exponential growth curve, and it's been crazy. And now we can bring in, like you were saying, we can bring in our friends, our families, and share, like, hey, we got the systems and processes. We got everything set up. You can come invest with us and go along this ride with us. Now, the tax stuff. So I'm not a tax professional at all, but we have some good ones on our team, and some of the stuff that they do, some income shifting, how getting getting your kids on the payroll and helping out and shifting some income to them, setting up those trusts, setting up those LLCs in those certain states that have those benefits, right? And the real estate professional status, what you say. So real estate professional status, I'm not an expert on it, but generally if you get 750 hours or whatever, 51% of your working hours per year involved in active real estate, you qualify for REPS, the real estate professional status. And what that does is it helps bridge over your passive gains or losses More importantly, we're talking about losses right now with that depreciation. And bridging that over so you can start writing off some of your active income, and that is bringing down your effective tax rate, like you said, bringing down your brackets, and that's just one strategy. Like, and that's what's crazy is like, we come in a world like, for me, military, it was like, invest in the TSP, live below your means, save more, and go to H&R Block for your taxes, and that's it, right? And hopefully you get to 20 and you're healthy, and when you get that pension and everything like that. And then now, being exposed to these rooms, to these groups, and knowing that there's so much more out there. Like real estate professional status is just one thing. Income shifting. Then you got all the dynasty trusts, all the whole life insurance policies, and do the captive insurance. Like, there's so much stuff out there that, like you said, the rich are getting richer because they're taking advantage of this tax code that was written to incentivize these behaviors. So they're not cheating anything. They're following the rules, right? And they're paying very little taxes.
Very little taxes.
And what that is doing is it's allowing that compounding interest, that compounding effects, not to get robbed every time they sell and transition. They're compounding more and more and more, so they can grow that snowball faster and faster and faster by taking advantage of that tax code. And getting in these rooms is where that happens.
And that's why we put these events together to educate, because one of the things that coming from Enfield, North Carolina, man, and I always say it's one of the poorest towns, and I'm proud of where I came from. But why is this not being taught in our schools? And I was like, man, like, I don't like, it's mind blowing that we not teaching this, not just in school. So that's why, like, when we bring our family on to these trips, and not just these trips, but if they're not going to teach it in school, we have to teach it at the dinner table, and we real big on that. Even if you don't know, everything, YouTube some, and then just have a casual conversation with your kids during dinner, whatever the case may be, and just talk about some of the mistakes that mom and dad made, by the way. And that's what it's about. Also, one of the biggest thing is, when we was talking about real estate, is franchises and scaling businesses and things like that. Right now, Vince, you got into the franchise about 2 years ago, right? And right now, I think you one of the largest franchise owners of Koala.
Yes.
So you want to tell a little bit about that, and I know why, because we partners, but how you kind of got involved in that.
Yeah, so absolutely. So when I was building, so at this time it was like 2020, 2021. I made the decision mentally. I'm getting out of the military, which was a big decision because I was at 15 years. So for those civilians that don't understand, I was 5 years away from a pension for life. Like I had the tenure, like I literally could have just skated through, and as long as I didn't die, I got a pension for life, right? So, but I felt like I was missing something. I felt like I could do more. I had momentum behind me with Tri-City. At that time we had about 400 units, and I felt like that opportunity was like that door was closing. I'm like, if I just keep staying in the military, if I do that 5 more years, I might lose out on what Tri-City or what my portfolio could be, and especially if I got deployed or something again. In that time, that's really what I was thinking. So I had made the decision. I was like, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out at 15. I did my math, and like, all I need to do is make $1 million in this 5 years. And if I make $1 million in the 5 years between my 15 and 20 year mark, that would have made up what my pension would have been worth if I would have stayed in. I ended up doing that in about 9 months, getting out. So I betting on myself, and I doubled down, and I made it. But
because I remember we your first year we were talking like, oh man, we just did this deal, refinance. And I believe how many units was that one single family portfolio? Single family.
The one in Michigan.
One in Michigan. You was able to package up, cherry pick the good.
Yeah, it was 50. Yeah,
it walked away with how much?
Yeah, so it was. I had an off market deal coming to me, and this was like right when I was getting out, and this was kind of like the I guess my parachute, right, to get out. So I had an off market deal coming to me. It was like 50 units, 50 single family houses coming to me in a portfolio. I picked out the best, I think 25. Got one of my partners back in Michigan to take the other 25, and I ended up walking out of that deal with like $500,000. I checked for like $400,000.
Right.
The bank, because the way I structured the debt, the way I structured everything, not only did I get those houses for free, but the bank also gave me a check at closing for about $400,000.
Right.
And that was like, all right, now I got that cushion. I'm gonna go do this thing. But back to your point, the franchise thing. So I had already known you at this point, right? We were just getting some momentum behind Tri-City, a couple more deals, a couple bigger deals. And I was like, all right, I'm getting out. I got the cash flow, box checked, we're good. I went to get out, and I was talking to my banker, and my banker was like, hey, you're doing really good on the passive income, but your active income is about to get cut. And that's gonna be really hard for you to be when you go to creditors to continue to get loans, business loans, SBA loans, because you don't have any active income. I'm like, but I'm crushed on my passive income. He's like, yeah, but they're going to discount that. The underwriters are going to discount your passive income. You have to solve that problem for keep doing active income, but also not going to get another W-2 job. That's not what you want to do. So I was like, well, my man D, he's got like 8 of these Anytime Fitness gyms. He's franchising, he's scaling. That's what I got to do. So I went and found a franchise consultant, and what they did is they help you figure out what franchise opportunities are in your market, the ones that are growing well, the ones that are good, and that's good for what you're trying to get into. And for me, it was home services, because home services goes along with real estate, right? So it all kind of goes together. So Koala Insulation wasn't in Michigan yet when I engaged them. And it's an installation. They do spray foam installation and all the different kinds, right? And I bought 2 territories of that. We ended up selling some real estate, and I was like, I got some cash. I'm going to buy some more territories. And that was Q3, Q4 of 21. Now we fast forward to now we're recording this in Q2 23. I have 3 locations, 12 territories, making me geographically the largest in the country for this franchise. And I've only been open 2 years. And that wouldn't have happened if I didn't know you, if I didn't know guys like Jim, if I didn't know guys like Carrie, like all these people in our group, from just being in those rooms, taking those risks, betting on myself, and going to events like this. And now it's like I said, for something that was only supposed to solve one problem, which was I need a W-2 so I can still buy real estate. Like that was the original reason for the franchise. Now had turned into an opportunity where I can probably grow and scale this thing for like $10 million in a couple of years. And I wasn't even planning on that. Like, that wasn't even in the cards, right? So it's incredible.
Yes. Most definitely. And I always talk about, those of you that, follow me maybe on social media, whatever the case may be. I'm always talking about getting to 100 businesses.
Yes.
100 sources of income, and it goes back to this event about changing your mind, your mindset. If you want 10, guess what's going to happen? You're going to hit 10. So I learned to change my mindset, and I said, I want 100 sources of income. And I'll never forget, about 2 years ago, my accountant, said, look, man, you got too much stuff going on. We gotta, you need to put all this on a org chart, and so we can make sure we count everything. So we sat down, me and my wife, my team. We was going through everything. We laid everything down. By then, I think we had like 50 some sources of income. That was getting money from active income to passive income. Just fast forward. Just in 18 months or so. We had 65 streams of income on the road to hit 100 streams of income. And I tell people that, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything that you want, you can do it. You can achieve it. As long as you believe it, got the motivation, you're determined, you can go do it. And I don't even look at, because now the way my mind is, the way I'm set, I don't even look at doing anything as one. I want 1 unit. I'm trying to figure out how to get 10 units, how to close 20 units out by the end of the year. And when I mean 20 units, I'm talking about 20 locations. You know what I mean? How can we do another 400 or 500 doors by the end of the year? So, when your mind's set and you like, man, you can reach and touch anything. And people always ask, how are you able to do it? How are you able to do it? And it goes back to building good teams, good systems, good processes, and have a strong team. And I think that, Banzer Brothers Investment Group, shout out to my team all the way from, my CEO, CMO, VP, my wife, HR, people that help with foundation, the whole team that put this event on. Man, I got a great team, man, and I'm blessed to be around people that want to see me win and people that I can help, as I continue to grow. And, one of the things that we're doing is, we started out just like most people starting out doing and opening up franchises. Right now, I was looking at, I said, oh, man, I'm looking at the paper. I'm like, I got every source of income that you can get. There's like 7 sources of income, right? You got dividends, cash for rental, whatever the case. You got 7 sources of income. And I was looking, I'm like, there's only one source that I'm missing, and that's royalties. And that's why I'm like, that's what I need to do. That's like that light bulb popped in and say, why not? Why don't open up my own franchise? Why should I be paying someone royalties? Someone should be paying me royalties. You know, and that's something. And if those of you that's watching this, if you look into, you know, we always get people like, hey, you know, how can I invest in? How can you do that? When it comes to business, you know, franchising, you know, I can open up a fitness center for, say, $1 million here, and, you know, maybe a little bit more in Hawaii. But, you know, in the mainland, you know, I'm spending only like maybe $600,000, $700,000. So I don't need a lot, you know, bring on investors. So I can't, like, man, I can't really bring you on that. But we buy apartments, you know, you know, $5 million, $8 million, $10 million deals that we're buying these deals on. So I'm able to get people from, you know, from that grew up where I'm from that never thought that they'll be able to own.
They didn't even know it existed.
They didn't know it existed. They didn't know. I didn't know you can be an LP. So now we create an opportunity, not on the real estate side, but one of the things, and like I said, if you listening right now, and, you know, one of the things that we're doing, Bands of Brothers, that I'm creating my own franchise, and we're gonna release it during the event. So guess what? Those of you listening to this, I'm telling you first. But we're gonna release it, and it's a phenomenal model, and it's we're gonna get into and it kind of go what we do to real estate, where we create, and a lot of you probably have seen those salon suites or whatever the case may be. We're gonna create our own brand, and we're gonna start out in the Texas market, and we're gonna bring it over to Hawaii, hoping to, you know, grow 2 or 3 stores within the next 12 to 18 months. And then we already positioning ourselves as we speak right now. We position ourselves so that we can scale the business and, you know, take it and be the fastest growing franchise. And, you know, I'm already kicking the can down the street. I'm already thinking, how did I get in your? I ain't even opened up the first one. It's because the way that we think and the way that we wired, we thinking about next level. You know, we was just, you know, just came out right before shooting this, was on one of the most beautiful golf course here at the Montalani. It's a beautiful golf course, my favorite. And we was just talking. It was like looking at these houses, $20, $30 million houses, and like, if they can have it, we can have it, you know? And we got some nice trophy things right now, right, in our portfolio that's great, that we're going to be able to pass those off to our kids, and they're going to be set straight. But we want more, you know? And it's not a greed thing whatsoever. It's about, like, if we can see it, it's more like, for me, it became a hobby. You know, this guy from one of the poorest towns, you know, see a D student, you know, was able to leave and get outside his comfort zone, go to the military, and just take risks. Now I'm like, okay, I don't watch basketball. I don't do nothing. I don't watch BET. I watch CNBC. I talk to investors. I talk light matter. We talk every day, 3-4 times a day. My other, you know, business partners, we always talking how to get to the next level. You know, you my accountability partner, and I'm pretty sure it's vice versa. So you know, for me, it became a hobby. You know, it became a hobby to create jobs. It became a hobby to make money. It became a hobby to learn dynasty trust, income shifting, all those things that you mentioned. It became a hobby. And, you know, once you become good at a hobby, something that you like Jordan, you become great at it. And when you become great, you want to share that. You want to get others. It's like, yo, if I can slam dunk this, you can do. So that's what we're doing. We slam dunking, you know, and we're going to, if anyone listening to this, please send me a DM and say you want to know more information, how you can invest in our new franchise that we got that's going to be coming real soon. And also multifamily, you want to be a part of that with Tri-City. Us, as we grow in our portfolio, we currently have 2 deals in North Dallas. Well, one in North Dallas, one in Southwest Dallas. But we got 2 deals up under contract right now, $16 million in deals. And, you know, our goal is, you know, over the next 2 to 3 years, you know, to scale that portfolio to another 800 units. And we're going hard in DFW. Where people are moving, jobs are going, with strong demographics, and we just want to scale up and continue to build.
And an important thing, you know, now that we're going through this kind of iteration or evolution of what Tri-City was, what it's going to be now, you know, we got the track record. You know, we've gone 4 deals just in the last 12 months, full cycle. Every single one of them, you know, we hit, 30, 40% IRR on the exit. A lot of happy investors coming on that. And we're building out this conveyor belt of just, you know, every 90 days, every 120 days, we're stacking high quality assets. We're going deep into DFW as we churn our portfolio, and we're going to go a mile deep. We're going to go vertically integrated in that market because that we want control. Because control allows us to execute better and provide more value for our teams, our family, and our investors. So I'm really excited what Tri-City is going to be, where it's going. You know, all the lessons we've learned over the last 3 or 4 years. You know, we've gone through COVID, came out crushing it operations wise. We've gone through the refinances, made a lot of mistakes, learned, tuned up our systems, and now we're ready to scale through that as we turn our portfolio continually and just keep going deeper into Dallas. So I'm really excited where Tri-City's going.
Yeah, and it's also, I know we got to wrap it up here. We currently get ready to start our meet and greet for the 2023 Hawaii Millionaire Mindset. And, those of you, like Vince said earlier, we are already planning. We know we're going to bring it back where it all began at the Four Seasons on Oahu. So if you wasn't able to make this event, we want you to come out, network. We want you to grow with us. We want you to learn so that you can earn. And most importantly, it's called generational, right? We trying to break generational curses, all right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to teach it, and we're going to teach it because, it's all about paying it forward. So, thank you for everyone listening to this. And Vince, man, we're going to hit it off. We're going on the stage tomorrow. And we got a great event, great lineup. We got a VIP dinner. It's going to be amazing right on the ocean. And, like you said, man, we put these events together so that the average person can say, man, I can do it. If Vince can do it and D can do it, we can too.
And have that vision of paradise seared into their head as they're learning this stuff. And like, I want this. I want this for my family. And that's why we do it at places like this. Yep.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, man. Hey, look, thank y'all for joining us, man. Hawaii Millionaire Mindset. Myself, D, and Vince. Yep. Hey, let's stay connected. Hit us up. Hit us on social media. And stay tuned for the 2024. DM me anything if you want to invest with us in the multifamily or with the new franchise that we got coming on. Please DM. See you soon.